What's going on, guys? It's OG Kisser Diversify, and in today's video I am going to be showing you how you guys can get open NAT type from your moderate or strict usual NAT type. As you see, my NAT type right now is moderate, and I'm going to be showing you how you guys can get open NAT type. Now, the first step you want to do is you want to go over to the menu, scroll all the way right to options, click on network, and you're going to see all this stuff. Your main focus is going to be on the NAT type thing, and for me, if it says open, then it's going to be like, okay, you have the most desirable NAT type, you're good, your connection is awesome. But if you have moderate or strict, it's going to say what it said for me. And mainly in the third paragraph or the third line, it's going to say the game tried to use UDP port 3074 to open the required port for a NAT in a game. That means it tried to use this UDP port 3074 to get you open NAT type, but it couldn't. So in this video, we're going to make sure that that port gets you open NAT type. And one thing before I move on, you might hear a bird in the background. That's my bird. So you know, if it makes too much noise and if it annoys you, I'm sorry. I can't do anything about it. I can't tape its mouth. It's pretty small, but anyways, I love my bird. But anyway, so yeah, just all you have to do is note down that UDP. It could be UDP or TCP. Just note that down, and you also want to note down your 3074. For Xbox One users, it might even be 3075. I'm not sure, but just note those two things down, and you should be good to go. That's all for Black Ops 3. Now, the other thing you want to do is you want to go over to your network settings. You want to click view connection status, and you want to note two things. You want to note down your IP address, which is the IP address for your PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, and you also want to note down the default gateway. Now, majority of the times I live in Canada, it's usually going to be 192.168.0.1, but if it's different, just note it down and you were good to go. So again, all you have to note down is from Black Ops 3, you want to note down the port type, so the UDP and what the port number is, so UDP and port 3074, pretty easy to memorize. And from the network connection status, you want to note down the IP address and the default gateway. So once you note those two things down, again, I can't show you because I just can't, my recording device doesn't allow me. But if once you note them down, then all you have to do is basically go on to Google and just type in your default gateway. So for me, it would be 192.168.0.1. Just type it in, and it's going to lead you all to your router home hub. You want to sign into that. Now, the username and password is default. It can be admin, it can be the password could be password, it could be anything. Just search up your router username and password on Google. It'll just tell you your default password and you'll get it. Otherwise, just call your service provider and they will also give you the username and password. It's pretty similar for everyone that has the same router as you, but just do that. And once you sign in, you want to look for port forwarding. Now, port forwarding will not be like its own subtitle or like a headline. You're gonna have to go under probably system settings or advanced settings or basic settings, some kind of settings, and just search up port forwarding. So search for port forwarding. When you find port forwarding, you're gonna click on it and you want to create a new port, or you want to do it, create a new port. Or for me, it was like a rule. My router says it knows it as a rule, so I created a new rule, and we're gonna forward a port. That's the name. So for the name, you can name it anything you want. And usually there's gonna be like a connection thing, and it's gonna say services. Just leave it as it is. For the port, again, it's gonna be a port. You want to keep the port to 3074. You want to type in 3074. Sometimes it's gonna be a range, so like this port to that port. For both of those ranges, just type in 3074 to 3074. And then select your UDP or TCP. Sometimes for me it was like private port and public port, and there's a range, so private port something to something and public port something to something. For both of them, I just typed in 3074 to 3074 and it worked fine. And there's gonna be an IP address column. For that IP address, you want to type in your PlayStation 4's IP address, because then the router will know, because your router knows the PlayStation 4 as that IP address. So type that in, and again, name it whatever you want, and basically that is it. So let me just recap and get your port, make a port forwarding, name it whatever you want, enter the port. If it's a range, then do 3074 to 3074. Change it to UDP or TCP, whatever it showed on your Black Ops 3. For example, right now, as you see, it showed UDP right now, and change the IP address or add the IP address to whatever your PlayStation 4 IP address is. For mine is 192.168.0.13. So that way your router knows, and just save all those settings. So now basically you made your specific rule, like a specific port for your router that sends some internet in this port. So even your port will help in this thing, and you'll get open NAT type. Now this will not happen immediately. Like, you can't just do this and hop on Black Ops 3 and expect to have open NAT type. You have to wait a while. Usually just wait overnight and it'll happen. Sometimes it happens immediately depending on the router. But for most cases, just wait overnight and you shall have it. So usually I never have moderate or I never have open NAT type. I always have moderate, and sometimes my internet's so bad I get to strict, and actually I have 100 megabytes per second. But the reason why I don't get open is because, first of all, I don't have a Wi-Fi. I mean, I'm on Wi-Fi. I don't not use the LAN cable because my PlayStation 4 is way far from my router. And the second reason is there's so many devices in my house. There's more than 12 devices in my house using internet every single time, like all day, every day. And you know, that's why my router has to give equal internet to everything. But anyway, that is it. So again, one more recap. Port forwarding in your home hub. That's why you need the default gateway so you can access the home hub. Port forwarding, you know, do your 3074, UDP or TCP, enter the IP address, name it whatever you want, and save that. That's all you have to do. It's basically like playing around with your router. It's like telling your router, hey, help my Black Ops 3 to specifically send internet to my Black Ops 3, and it will. This works for Xbox One too. Just find somehow, I don't know the settings to how to find the IP address or whatever, but you guys should know. It's pretty easy. Just go to some settings and just go to network settings and you should find it. But that is it. And to end things off, look at this awesome little taunt. I love the new Treyarch taunts, man. All of them are so sick. Pam. Yeah, that's awesome, Sarah. Well, I believe there's one for each and every one. I saw the Gravity Spikes one, I saw the Tempest one, I think I also saw the Spectre one, and I also saw the Firebreak. I just haven't seen the Reaper, the Nomad, the Battery, and Outrider. I'm looking forward to seeing those. But that is all for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys get better connection and can play with your friends. For all you guys that have, especially strict NAT type, because moderate, sometimes you can even join other people that have moderate, but strict is just terrible. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. And this video was specified to my boy KillerZach124, having that strict NAT type all the time. Try this out and you will for sure definitely get open NAT type. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe for this method, because it did take me a while finding out this method, because usually people would do stuff with the DMZ, as you can see. Wait up. See, as you see, there's something about the DMZ, and depending on your router, you may be able to use yours, plug and play, whatever that thing is. I tried that, it didn't work. I tried messing with the DMZ. I finally found port forwarding and it worked. So that is all. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more zombies and multiplayer content. And it is me, Diversify, and I'll catch you in my next video. Peace.